Welcome to my first YouTube video. I just wanted to make a YouTube video and a channel to give me something to do over the quarantine. And today I'll be talking about my first time sleeping over at one of my friend's house with a bunch of other friends of ours.
I'm sorry that I fucked up. Now we go through it again, where I gain another pain and I lose another.
This sleepover was one of the best nights of my life that I've had so far. Considering I'm only 14 years old, I still have a lot of life left of me. First, I showed up around 2, 3 o'clock, and we were just messing around in the backyard, and he had some other people over, but they didn't spend the night, and we were just messing around with them and making fun of them, which, no, isn't nice, but it's pretty funny. After the other people left, we had some dinner, we were on his gator, we were driving down the side of the road to his dad's work, and we came across some peacocks, and we were messing around and swerving. We weren't going to hit him, but we just wanted a reaction. Then when we stopped and we were on the way home to his dad, some lady pulled up in front of us in her car and was telling us to stop doing that to the peacocks because they didn't deserve it, and we didn't do anything to them, and they didn't do anything to us, and it's not nice. She said we need to start being nice to the peacocks, or she's going to call the cops and animal control, and we're going to get in trouble, and they're going to come talk to us about the peacocks. Well, my friend asked her, how is George Washington, as her boyfriend, and she got upset at that, and then when she drove away, we drove and swerved into another flock of peacocks. When we got back home, it started getting a little later in the day, so we started to set up the tent. But because I've never set up a tent before, I didn't know how, I just sat back and let everyone else do the work. And then later on, and then I slept in it because I'm lazy. And really, after we set up the tent, we just stayed awake all night. We were just messing around with each other. We had a couple snacks in there, but one of the kids took a drink of lemonade and then sneezed and spit and got spit and snot and lemonade all inside of one of the Dorito snack bags. And it was about 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and we left to go to his dad's work that was down the road. But there was a lot of cars and some security patrols down there, and they called the cops on people who were walking alone, like super late at night. So every time we saw headlights, we would just duck in ditches, we would hide in bushes, and we ended up getting super scratched up and had like bruises all down our backs because of the plants and the rocks. Honestly, all I had was an hour and 15 minutes of sleep, and that's the least amount of sleep I've ever gotten in a full 24 hours. I don't know how I had enough energy to stay up all night long. So it's the next morning, and we are taking down the tent, and we're just messing around with BB guns and pellet guns. And one of the kids shot a rabbit, and the rabbit was still alive, but it was barely alive, so we picked it up and threw it. And when it hit the ground, it had like the last bit of air, and it squealed, and that's the last of it was before it died. We were going to play chicken with an arrow, where you shoot an arrow in the air, and then last one to stay there wins, but none of us were brave enough to do it, not even me, but I didn't move, I didn't run. I stayed there, and the arrow landed 2 feet away from me. And to my friends that were there with me, I know I didn't really tell all of the story, but this is my first ever story time video like this, and I just wanted to get something out to try it and see how people would like it. And that's all for me, and thank you for watching.
I'm sorry that I fucked up.